stand-ups, we have these habits. The most important aspect of agile ceremonies, in one of my corporate assignments, they were really fighting to get tie, actually, nice looking tie. And there were a lot of discussion about the tie, and we got a tie. And the purpose of the tie is we will have the tie. Every time stand-up starts, I will keep the tie, and then I will give the tie to somebody else, and then that person will take the tie, and then he will give his status, and then he will give the tie to somebody else. Why this stupid ceremony is followed? What is this formality? I'm repeating the question. So in my team, we had a tie. We purchased a tie. We were discussing about getting a tie, and then we got the tie. So the purpose of the tie is, if it is an 8-member stand-up, I will pick up the tie, give my status, like what I did, what I'm going to do, is there any blockers, and then I will give it to some other person randomly, and that person will get the tie, and then he will speak his status. Why should I do it? Why can't we give status directly?
No one should interfere other.
No, actually, you keep the tie as a symbol of the project, and then you own the project, and then you probably
very good.
It's baby or something, actually. But these things, I don't think people take it very, casually many times. These things are, because if you are having a face-to-face stand-up, maybe if everybody is highly committed and you have a equally competent team, then these things make sense. Otherwise, it becomes very normal, and then some people make it fun out of that. And now we are all virtual, right? Virtual thing, it is really that sense of owning and other thing may not be transferred actually.
Correct. In virtual team, you cannot pass the tie. You need to send a courier. It will take time.
Passing tie is okay, Satish. The point is not the tie, right? It is a symbol, and then you.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling to. That's what I'm coming to.
You feel like you are a child, and the child never wants to release the tie, right? It will feel like possessive, and it is my tie, kind of on right over that will come, right? That is what they expect, but
maybe I will tell you another scenario. The ones that I was talking about, on reality, we were nowhere in the project. It was not a high efficient team. But I worked in another startup assignment, and they were a highly effective team, and they were doing everything properly, and then they were making really good things and all those stuff. And in that team, they are poor guys. They cannot buy a tie. That's expensive tie, and unnecessarily discussing about what tie to buy. That's unnecessary wastage of time for them. But they do this. We go to a stand-up, and then we say, we are participants. Myself, Sriram, Sovik, Vaibhav are participants. All that I will do is I will give my status, and then randomly I will say Sovik. Then Sovik will give his status, and randomly he will say Sriram, and Sriram will give his status. But at that point in time, Sriram will not say Sadish again or Sovik. He will say Vaibhav. Can you guess why we are doing this? Why that company?
To break that monotony of same people repeating in the cycle of.
Excellent. So guys, this is why it is. Okay, stand up is by far the most important aspect of Agile. In fact, if you do your stand-up properly, the most non-productive activity that we can do for a team is meeting. And stand-up is one meeting that can avoid a lot of other meetings also. In stand-up, you're not going to talk about what I'm doing, what I'm eating, and all those stuff. You're going to say only 3 things. And any stand-up should stay within 5 to 10 minutes if you are running it properly. And in that stand-up, if you are being attentive, then probably you can make lot of sense out of it. That's the idea. So now, how do we arrest two things? One, my stand-up is 10 o'clock. Someone dies at 10:05, and I started already at 10. He will not be aware of who all give the status earlier. So there are 2 things that I'm doing. When I'm giving the status, no one else knows who is the next person, and they all should watch me. And then when I'm giving the status to it, and the other person picks it, he should know who all gave the status, who all are pending with the status. So only when they are punctual, when they are attentive, they can give the status. And that's why this format is being followed. It's not with the tie. It's not with sense of ownership. It is not with fun factor. It's all about we mean business.
I think it makes others to become alert actually. They shouldn't take it as a procedural meeting, right?
Yes, exactly. Because the ceremony is, I hate the word when they say, what are all the formality that we follow? When you use the term formality, it becomes formality. It's not formality. There is a purpose that we do it. And if you need to be agile, you need to be agile. You can't be agile because you are using Jira.
So where does agile fail as per your experience?
When they apply it. It's not just agile. Any tool, any process. We all provide solutions. Technology is a solution. Process is a solution. People skill set is a solution. That's a solution. But if you apply the solutions to a wrong problem, it fails. In Agile, it fails because a typical 2 major failure of Agile is many people consider Agile as a formality. we conduct meetings. With the more the meeting that you have, Agile fails. 2, the Scrum or Kanban, extreme programming or normal programming should be decided based on your team maturity, the kind of requirement that the phase that your project is in, and that's why you need to put it. So wrong solution. The one simple line of Agile is right tool, right process, right technology is what makes Agile better. And if you make any wrong combination, it fails.
But that is very difficult to say, right? Yeah, see, they must have been doing things thinking that it is right. Only in the end, if it fails, should we blame Agile still because it was not able to correct itself?
Most fundamental aspect of Agile is feedback, correct, Nagendra? The most fundamental item of Agile is feedback and adaptability. And if the team is continuously doing something wrong and then they know it at the end, then that is waterfall. In waterfall, that's the exact problem that we had. We run the project for 6 months, 1 year, and then we see, okay, what we did is not what the customer wants, because the scope was finalized a year before. But in Agile, every sprint that you have, your scope is made. You put your iterative methodology, get the feedback, get into the retro, align it properly. And if that is not done, it's a problem with execution. Agile is not failing. We are failing Agile actually.
Excellent. Thank you. Nice.